again, welcome back to my channel. I'm here in Varadero, Cuba. I've stayed in Los Cactus about 4 times. Now they've gone through about a few different variations of the name, but now it's just before it was Be Alive, and then a few other names before that. And now it's just straight adults only Los Cactus. Now even though they changed the sign, and it just goes by the hotel name of Los Cactus, they're still keeping it as a 4-star rating. Even in the front foyer, it also says 4-star. But after staying here for a week and having been here previously 4 times, I have to give this a 3-star rating. Now this hotel has seemed to have kind of gone downhill since the pandemic, and also since the hurricanes that they've had. I'm not sure what's happening with all the food shortages. The hotel doesn't seem to have certain specific food items on hand. There is no longer red or white wine available. Sometimes it's hard to get butter. Most of the time you're eating the same things every single day. You got your fish, you have rice, you got some ground beef, some stew, and it's just repetitive. It's the same thing every day. All your salads are the same. There are no actual salads here. Like, you can't actually get a Caesar salad or a garden salad. It doesn't exist. You might get a few cucumbers, sliced cucumbers, stuff like that, and some cabbage. But in regards to like a good salad or lettuce, it doesn't exist here in Cuba. This is the front foyer of the hotel. Customer service desk. So this goes back to the washrooms area in here. Female baño. The guy's washroom. This is the game room in here. You guys have a couple pool tables. You got various pathways going through here, going back up to the pool area and going up to the other rooms up there. So they have a coffee bar over here, and then I guess there's an area up in here where you can just sit down, relax, and drink your coffee. The last time I was here, these murals were like really nice, but now like this one over here is all, half of it's fallen off. It's all decaying and falling apart. Yo le traigo mi sonso. Anda. This is kind of neat. They did the mural in a 3D, so some of the parts actually stick out from the wall. So in here you have a cigar and alcohol shop, and then over in here is all your souvenirs. Hello. So El Mojito is up here. So you actually have to book this through the front desk, make your reservation for this restaurant. They actually have a dress code, so you can't be wearing your bathing suit or tank tops or shorts or your bare feet, and you can't bring any outside food or drinks. Doesn't really look that fancy though. Here's your tennis courts over here. I've never actually seen anybody ever playing tennis here. Got your basketball court here. This part of the hotel over here a few years ago wasn't in operation because of the typhoon that they had. Basically the entire section got destroyed. It appears that there are people staying in some of the rooms. Also the second a la carte restaurant is over there. Yeah, so it looks like this section of the hotel is back up and running now. So the pool before had a liner inside it, and I guess it was getting like air and water underneath it, and it was making the liner ripple. So they decided to rip it out. But now the pool looks really ugly because now you got all these like, cement marks where they actually cut all the plumbing to run the plumbing for the drains. My understanding is they're not going to put in another liner. They're just going to paint the bottom of the pool. This is the only main pool that they have here, other than the other little small, kind of like a wading pool over there. These other hot tubs are all still broken. Amigo, when they fix those? No fix? Broken? Yeah, so apparently these aren't going to be fixed anytime soon. They're all out of operation. So they keep running out of actual glasses or mugs, so they have to keep using plastic. So they're actually putting your cappuccino or your coffees inside plastic cups.
Un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. Brindamos todas las copas, que se jode el trabajo. Coño, tírate un selfie que te ve 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, un bendición. Baby, put your favorite dress on. And maybe we can skip and go right to the sequel. Prende a Philly blunt, take a hit for the people. Que se joda el Instagram, que se joda el algoritmo. Machuca sin vergüenza y la tiro con ritmo.
Is going to be on the left side, or just remember that the ocean, the light blue is on the right side. You're just going to come over, just going to stick it in, lift it up, the door will turn green, and then you can open the door. So you got your washroom on the right side here, just as soon as you come into the room. There's all your regular amenities, your toiletries, toilet paper is over there. Comes with some body wash and shampoo, a couple of things of soap. Soap actually doesn't have any packaging on it, it's just like that. So you don't really know if somebody got used in another room and then they brought it over to your room after. They give you a couple of glasses there, and then each day they give you a bottle of water, or if you still have the water, they won't give you another one until that one's empty. You got a hair dryer there, and then you got your outlets there. So you got your 110 and your 220. Just make sure when you're coming here that if you have any plugs that have a ground, you need to bring an adapter, because all they have is the 2-prong. Put your towel there. Put in a towel over here. So the bathtub, it doesn't have any sinker. Like if you want to take a bath, there's no plug there. Looks like the handles are both broken off there. So the water pressure there is okay. It's got the rain shower head, but the pressure not all that strong. Now I haven't had any hot water, but there is no hot water, just cold water. Even if I let it run for like an hour. It's actually not really cold though, it's kind of like lukewarm. The toilet is actually all broken. This thing here you gotta push down. You gotta kind of find it in the middle and push down like that and hold it. You gotta hold it for a while too, so everything will go down. If nothing seems to go down, you gotta take the bucket out of the garbage pail, fill it up with water in the bathtub, and then pour it down the toilet like you would in some other countries. If after you push the toilet and the water keeps running and running and running, that means that you gotta lift the bowl off the top, and you gotta adjust the flapper and then put it back. All the pot lights are kind of like falling out of the ceiling. You do have a regular lock here, so you can at nighttime you can lock the door. Here's all your breakers right here for your fuse. Then over here, this is an actual spare room. This is a futon. You can actually pull out into a double bed, so if you are sharing the room with some other people, you have an extra room here. Here you go, is a little cooler. If you want to keep some beer cold or some water, you can put it inside there and keep it cold. There's a separate air conditioner for this side of the room. There's an ironing board in there. Got yourself a few hangers.
Where do you go to sleep at night? Say it ain't so. Please say it ain't so.
So the bedroom comes with a king-size bed, or you can get a room with 2 double beds or single beds, I'm not sure, but usually I get just a single king-size bed. So the cleaner will design some kind of little scene with one of your towels or one of the end sheets and leave it on the edge of your bed. This one's made from a swan. So you got your remote control for the air conditioner. You got a telephone here that if you need to contact the customer service. Your air conditioner up there, it's actually really good. It's nice and cold, so I have to give them a plus for that. So the safe is on the wall. When you check in the front desk, they're going to give you an envelope, and it's going to have your key card on it. It's going to have another piece of paper for your towels, and then you're going to have here, you're going to have a key lock mechanism. This is what you're going to use to put inside your safe. Don't ever lose this, or you're going to end up having to pay the hotel for the replacement cost or the key. So once you get into your room inside the closet, you're just going to insert this into the safe and then turn the key and open your safe. There's an actual like a notch right here, and then on the top here there's going to be like a little line, and that's going to face upward. So you're just going to go ahead and insert that in, and then you can open your lock like that. Keep all your valuables and everything inside there, your wallet, your phone, anything like that if you're going to go swimming. Just don't forget to take the key out. Outside your veranda door, just pull the latch up. So you got yourself a couple chairs there on the veranda you can sit on. So if you look at some of these places, like the one next door to me, it's completely closed. Nobody stays in that room. Everything is mold. The tiles are all broken. If you look at the doors are all covered in mold. This one over here, the wood is actually all rotten, and sections of the door and the frame are broken off and falling down. The window, the glass is broken.
And it's breaking my heart. I know you so.
If you look at the bulkhead here, the bulkhead is all cracked. It's all like breaking off. And actually in the next one next door, it's actually already all broken off, and sections and pieces are breaking off. So this is facing the back towards the beach. The beach is actually just straight ahead over that way. You can also head down the path over there where I showed you the coffee bar at the bottom. There's also a set of washrooms, and then that leads you over to the bridge that will take you down to the beach. It's a beautiful area if you just want to walk around in here, wander around. I think you can also access the beach over that way. So even on my room here, a section of the molding, the corner round, is missing. I think a lot of it was to do with water moisture, maybe flooding. The TV actually only has 2 English channels for like a movie, and then there's like CNN. All the rest of the channels are all in Russian, Cuban, and Chinese. So you don't really have a lot to select from. Either you watch CNN News, or you can watch this one movie channel. So that's it for the TV. The quality is not the greatest. It's kind of like Every so often it will freeze and then, or the pixelate and then come back. You can tell by the quality that it's kind of like really fuzzy. You have a computer desk over here. If you want to actually bring your laptop, you can plug it in there and just make sure you have an adapter, and then you can do some work on your computer. And the problem with that is there is no seat for you to sit on. So the positive side for these rooms is that they're pretty large. You have this whole like sit down couch area in here. You have yourself a king size bed, and then you have another room at the front that has a pull out futon. You got your own patio at the front, you got your own patio at the back. And the air conditioner works great. Now the downsize is the TV. You really got one channel to watch, and the bathroom, no hot water. So you got your pros and your cons, but the actual inside of the interior of the room is not too bad. So that's it for the inside of the room review. We're gonna go back outside and we're gonna check out the rest of the resort. Morning everybody, it's 7 a.m. We're gonna go down to the buffet and check it out, have some breakfast. Everything you're gonna eat here throughout the week for breakfast, lunch and dinner pretty well stays the same each day. There's a lot of food rationings now in Cuba. Your options for breakfast are pretty well omelets. Sometimes I think twice in the week they offered you like a fried egg, and then you're getting rice and everything from the day before. And a lot of the lunch or dinner menus are also the same. So they have the same buns, they have the same slices of cheese and ham, and they ration them pretty good. Like you pretty well have to ask 3 or 4 times to get extra portions, because they literally hand you a really thin slice, 2 or 3 slices only. They very rarely have any butter for your toast or your bread. They have no wine. One day they had no coffee because there's no water for the machines to actually make the coffee. So we're gonna go check it out. We're gonna go get something to eat, and I'll show you guys what you're gonna get for breakfast.
When you don't know where you're running, come running back to me. I'll be waiting on you, please believe that I'm always gonna love you, that there's nothing you could do to make me turn away from you. And I know it's hard to see in a world that's going crazy, it changes like that.
So this is all your fresh fruit.
It's hard to do. Believe me when I tell you I'm the only one for you. It's not about meeting in. I've been
I don't know who would actually eat this for breakfast.
since long before you knew.
Cheese and ham.
Reason that I smile, the reason that I cry, you're the reason I'm alive at all.
Gracias.
Hard to see
Now gonna get some toast.
in a world that's going crazy, it feels like make believe. I know it's hard to do. Believe me when I tell you I'm the only one.
Now you gotta wait for the toast to come out. It actually, I have to put it through 2 or 3 times.
This is pretty well what you have every day for breakfast. You make yourself a couple pieces of toast. You get an omelet. You get some cinnamon buns, and then you get your ham and cheese that you can put on your toast with your egg, and you can eat it together. Now you can go up as many times as you want, but you're pretty well just eating the same thing. Then I usually get some water, and then I'll get a coffee with some milk. Okay. Agua and café con leche. Thank you. Gracias. So first I'll just put the cheese and the ham together on the bread. And I'll put the egg on there, and there you go. Got myself some breakfast. Actually tastes really good. So inside the omelet, they actually put some cheese and ham, and then I think some onion, and then mix it up. That's what you're getting for your omelet. Now, like I said, out of 7 days, only twice did they ever offer to give you fried eggs, and they don't have any boiled eggs. Many of the resorts that I stayed at before always had boiled eggs. So they don't have brewed coffee like they do in Canada, or filtered coffee. It's basically espresso shot, and then they add in the water or they add in the milk. They call it Americano. Se dice café con leche, means coffee with milk. I usually don't add in any sugar. So most of the cups that they have here all have like chips and are cracked. This one actually has a deep crack all the way down the side and a big chip out of the lip. So if you're not careful, you could end up cutting your lip. Always check the lip before you drink your coffee or tea. But actually the coffee is really good. It tastes good. It's a fresh take from your Starbucks or your Tim Hortons. I get my sugar from the bakery anyways. These bakery buns are really good, especially the cinnamon rolls. They put powdered sugar on it, but the only thing it's missing is icing sugar. That would really make it taste really good. Right now the resort is mostly pretty well half Cubans, and then almost the other half is Russian. There's very few Canadians here now. I would say only 5% of this resort is actually Canadian. Now I am here in November, at the end of November. It's going to be December next week. Usually I come here in February, March, so that could make a difference, seeing that this resort is only about 40% capacity. It might have a lot to do with the economy too, especially with the peso being changed. There's no more converted peso, and everybody wants foreign currency. Nobody wants to use their own peso. You can still use pesos for like some of the clubs or like that, but or some of the souvenir shops will still take pesos, but most of the people want Canadian, American, or Euro dollars. The problem with Cuba now is they're basically like screwing the tourists, because they're charging you $10 Canadian to go from your hotel resort 1 kilometer, which takes you 20 minutes to walk. they're charging you 10 Canadian dollars to go downtown. In the Philippines, I can take a bus for 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours, for about $4 Canadian. In Canada, for the same $10, I can pretty well go 10 or 11 kilometers on using Uber for that price. So really, they're really like gouging the tourists here. Then if you want to pay at the restaurant in pesos, the charge in the peso, they're charging you 3 times more than what the bank rate is if you were to pay an American or Canadian dollar. If you buy a beer here, they use Crystal Beer is the brand here. They charge you $5 or $6 Canadian for one beer. I don't understand why you'd come to Cuba and you're going to pay the same price that here in Cuba, that in a third world country, that you're going to be paying for back in Canada. I don't really know how much Cubans make per month. I don't know what it is, but when they're receiving tips, most of them want like an American dollar or Canadian, but the lowest currency in Canada in paper bill is $5. When you give them a tip, it's like they're just so used to it and not really appreciate it. They just take it and stick it in their jar or stick it in their pocket. I think they're too used now to making money off of the tourists, but I think the tourism in Cuba is really on the decline. So guys, that's it for breakfast.
So here's your dinner, pretty well the same stuff that you get at lunch. Same as yesterday, salmon. All of this has been the same for the last week. Hola. Cheese and ham. They're so like skimpy, they only want to give you like 3 or 4 little pieces. Thank you. Then when you ask them for more, then they give you a grouchy face. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, so the food is pretty well the same every single day for all 7 days. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They only change maybe 1 or 2 items. Every single time you ask for a ham or you ask for cheese. No, just agua and café con leche. Gracias. Every single time you ask the ladies for like the cheese or the ham, they pick up 2 little tiny, like thin little slices and put it on your plate. And then when you look at the menu, ask for more, they can give you like a grouchy face. So every night for dessert, it's usually like ice cream with a little piece of pastry or a little cake.